Pokemon I Choose You was a movie that many fans of Pokemon, old and new, were looking forward to. Not just because it was going to be giant nostalgia, but it was going to be a giant grand old adventure for all of us to enjoy. I Choose You got announced early December of 2016, and throughout the year of 2017, we've been getting all sorts of information, trailers, the songs, and all that great stuff for the I Choose You movie. A little bit ago, the I Choose You movie premiered on Sunday of December, the early Sunday of November. My bad. So how did I Choose You, Pokemon the movie I Choose You did, and overall, did a good job of showing off how great Pokemon is as a franchise? We're about to find that out. So hello everybody, my name is Gongo Master. Welcome to my Pokemon the movie I Choose You review. Yeah, that's right guys, we are here. We are finally going to be reviewing Pokemon the movie I Choose You in all its entirety. Now before we begin, a few things I need to state. This one, I was going to do a collab with Trey, but Trey's busy right now. You know, we have lives to take care of. So yeah, unfortunately me and him couldn't do a collab on this movie, unfortunately. And with Ultra Moon around the corner, it doesn't look like we're going to be doing a collab any day now, because we're going to be too busy playing the game. But I Choose You, man, I Choose You was one heck of a movie I saw when I went to the theaters. I actually managed to get the I Choose You Pikachu had card and code. So yeah. I Choose You was one of the most hyped up movies of anime since Resurrection F and Battle of God for Dragon Ball Z. And I guess Yokai Watch, if anybody wanted to see that one. I wouldn't want to see it too, but I decided to wait. But enough about Yokai Watch. I Choose You. Man, I Choose You. So with that being enough about me talking about stuff like that, let's get down to the review. Unfortunately, I arrived in the theaters a bit later on than other folks, so I didn't get to see the entire movie in its entirety. I managed to cover to this point where Ash was getting Pikachu. Like the scene with Pikachu, where Ash was like, getting the ball, Pikachu. So that's about the amount I know. But I pretty much know to sum it up. I pretty much know how to sum it up now. So the movie basically begins with basically the retelling of the first episode, where Ash pretty much wakes up in bed and pretty much says, "Oh crap, I'm ready for school." No, that's later on. I'm ready to get my first Pokemon. Once he runs off to Oaks, we had to see that there's actually some callbacks here. In the first callback, when Professor Oak was stating to Ash, "Oh, you're a bit." In the first flashback, we get to see is Gary actually getting Squirtle, I think. Yeah, I think he was getting Squirtle. We actually see a girl known as, I forgot her name, but if any of you guys remember the Johto region, I mean not the Johto, the Orange Islands, and if you recall that one episode where Misty thought her Psyduck gave over to Golduck, that trainer who appeared in that episode, that's her getting Bulbasaur. Which I think is really cool, knowing the fact that they're making references here and there. And then the final one is apparently Tiano. He gets Charmander. I don't know why Tiano was even bothered to be here anyways. But anyways, Ash is pretty much bummed out knowing the fact that he probably missed out on getting his Pokemon. However, Pikachu comes down the stairs and Ash hugs Pikachu. However, Pikachu does the same thing it did in the episode and electrifies Ash. After that, Ash's mom comes in and pretty much gives him his clothing, and the two go off on an adventure. Once they go on an adventure, they wind up meeting up against Pidgey, and Ash does the same thing, trying to throw a rock at Pidgey because Pikachu doesn't want to listen. Ash sees a whatever flying type opponent, and it's actually the Spearow, which, my god, the Spearows look more fearsome in this animation than they were last time. So yeah, it's pretty much the same generics, the same thing that happened in the first episode. Ash and Pikachu get chased by the Spearows, and pretty much the same thing. They jump into the water for to try to dodge them. Gyarados almost ate them. They come out of the water and they start running. Ash just defends Pikachu by doing the same thing he stated in the movie, that I will protect you no matter what, Pikachu, or get inside the ball, Pikachu. Pikachu does the same thing he did in the first episode and jumps up and uses the Thunderbolt that was powered by a lightning strike thanks to a storm, and zaps away all the spells, and the spell flock flies off. After that, Ash and Pikachu wakes up and winds up looking at Ho-Oh, and then something interesting happens. One of Ho-Oh's feather ends up falling off and lands on Ash, meaning that Ash obtained the Rainbow Wing. After that, we get a remastered version of like a remix type deal for the 20th anniversary theme song, and which sounds really good, mind you. Like it really brought nostalgia moments. So throughout those cutscenes, we probably see like a bunch of like Pokemon, Ash, Pikachu, and Refuse. They catch Caterpie, they're looking out at night, and all that good stuff. Ash is battling against Erica, and it's funny to know, considering the fact that since Ash managed to beat Erica, it's funny because if I remember back in the episode when he fought Erica, he saved Gloom, and that's how he earned his badge. After that, Ash states he has 3 badges, meaning the fact we can only assume he probably battled against Brock and Misty, or at least Brock because Brock is the closest one. Anywho, after that winds up going down, Ash winds up going to the Pokemon Center to call his mother. Once he's calling his mother, we just see this one, the female companion of Ash's. I think her name is Virility. I think her name is. Yeah, I think her name was Virility. I'll just call Piplup Girl. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know more. I should have looked up her name, but I know it's Verity. Yeah, there it is, Verity. We had to see Verity, and she actually looks at a poster for Team Rocket, and they'll show you people sums of the deal. Team Rocket are bad people. Team Rocket are actually inside the Pokemon Center, just in disguise with newspapers over their heads. We want to see a trainer with a Vaporeon. He states that my Pokemon got beaten by an Entei. A bunch of trainers get excited knowing the fact there's an Entei nearby, and like many trainers, they try to go and fight it. Actually, Ash manages to find Entei first, but Verity winds up bounding against Entei, and then we wind up seeing the male companion, I forgot his name, like I think his name was Sinon. Lucario boy. I'm sorry, I don't know their names, so don't hurt me. Anyways, the 3 of them decide to battle Entei together. However, Entei shows to be overpowered. Entei winds up fleeing, obviously, and Ash and Verity get mad at each other and start having a Pokemon battle to see who's stronger. It's at this point how Pepper's Bowbreeze winds up angry at Onix because Onix doesn't like water at all. So Onix chases Ash, Verity, Piplup, and Pikachu. This is where we get to see the side of Ash, which I really missed overall. Is this Ash and Verity wind up going up a rock, which Onix winds up knocking. And once the Onix does that, Ash winds up running ahead of the Onix and pretty much just commanding it to stop. This is where Verity shows her skills of a Pokemon trainer and tells Peplup to Whirlpool to stop Onix, and Ash pretty much apologizes to Onix, and Onix wanders off. After that, Verity thanks Ash for saving everybody and for how reckless he is. This is where we wind up seeing an iconic scene from Pokemon in general, and that's the iconic Charmander scene. Now, what I decided to do is actually do something a bit different. Rather than having Damien be the one to get rid of the Charmander, what ends up happening is this: it starts raining, and Charmander winds up seeing his trainer coming by, and once he sees his trainer, he pretty much gets all excited knowing the fact that his trainer came around. However, unfortunately, Charmander's trainer winds up kicking it and pretty much states, get lost, you weakling. This is where we get introduction to Cross. Once we meet up Cross, Ash pretty much yells at Cross and pretty much say, hey, don't treat Pokemon like that. He pretty much states this: I only treat Pokemon if they're weak, or pretty much sums on that point. This is pretty much where we can tell he's pretty much equivalent to kind of like Paul, basically. After that, Ash winds up picking up Charmander and winds up going into the cave. This is where we meet up Lucario boy. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. And he pretty much scores Ash for being like saying, how dare you leave your Pokemon out there in the rain. And Verity pretty much clarifies, no, this is an Ash Pokemon, we just met the trainer, he's a jerk. This is where Lucario boy heals up Charmander by giving him some medicine, and this is where they pretty much share their dreams and hopes. It turns out Lucario Boy wants to become a Pokemon professor. Verity, we don't know what she wants to do. they don't clear up what Verity wants to become. And Ash obviously wants to become a Pokemon master. Now this is a question that both Verity and Lucario Boy ask. What's a Pokemon master, or like how do you become one? And that's a question many of us been asking for a long time. And Ash just, I don't know. Like I think that's how it says. Like I said, I only saw the movie once, so unfortunately I can't give specific details. But that's how pretty much I sum that. They're pretty much like saying, oh, so you just want to become the strongest? And actually like saying, no, not just that, which begs the question, how do you become a Pokemon Master? Anyways, this is where we actually get to see Entei coming in with a bunch of like forest Pokemon getting out of the rain. And I really like this. I really like how Entei's like looking after like Pokemon, because whenever we see Entei, we think, oh crap, run away, this thing's dangerous. And looks like it's actually, I mean not looks like, Entei is showing off to be. I'm sorry. Entei is showing to be like a caretaker basically. He's looking after the Pokemon, which I really like out of it all. So yeah. Anywho, once they see that, they just share the story. Lucario Boy actually states the story about the legendary beast and Ho-Oh. I'm not going to say much because it was stated. I'm not gonna say much about it, but it's pretty much the story that was told in the Johto edition of the Pokemon Generation with the Ho-Oh and Lugia Beast. So long story short, the legend states, I'll say some of the legend. Legend states that three unknown Pokemon perished in the Tin Towers when they got burned. Ho-Oh reincarnated them into Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. Once hearing all of that, Ash's Rainbow Feather actually starts growing this point in time, and Entei looks at her, and we guys just see that Entei is actually, whoa, so yeah, he has a rainbow wing. Like this is like facial expressions like I like to think of. So yeah, it states that only heroes, or pretty much only those with good hearts are given the rainbow wing. So knowing that Ash got a rainbow wing is actually pretty impressive. So yeah. Once the morning breaks and the storm clears and Entei and the Pokemon are pretty much gone, I'm gonna guess they probably left when the rain stopped. So yeah, after that, Charmander winds up waking up and Ash asks Charmander if he wants to join him. Charmander agrees and Ash has the Charmander now. We end up getting a montage. In this scene, in many scenes, I really like this. The scenes we get to see them having fun, goofing off. We actually see Ash is battling against a pencil with his Caterpie. Okay, yeah, she's still Caterpie, I guess. Anyways, after Caterpie beats Pinsir, Caterpie winds up evolving into Metapod. Okay, I guess. After that, at this point in time, it's at nighttime, and pretty much Ash and Lucario Boy, are pretty much fast asleep. This is where we see Verity looking over some photos she took of Ash and the others. And it's really funny because there was this one image where Ash is like counting his Pokemon and they're so heavy. Like the one, it's like, okay, one picture, he's doing okay. Next picture, he looks a little tired. Next scene, he's down to the ground. And that's really hilarious. This is where we actually see that she actually has a picture of her mother with a Napoleon. When she sees that, she looks up and sees Suicune. Once she sees Suicune, the next day happens. Suicune pretty much leaves, and the next day happens. Verity pretty much states she saw Suicune, and Lucario Boy even states this. It's unreal. It's amazing that that someone can see Entei and Suicune so soon after we saw the first one. And that's a good question. How did you manage to see a Suicune really like an entire week after seeing Entei? Anyways, this is where pretty much she states that she hasn't talked to her mother ever since she left on her journey. And her mother is actually pretty interesting because I didn't know this at the time. But I'm not gonna say who her mother is. But I'm just gonna say that she's a very important character in the Sinnoh region. Anyways, after that, once that winds up going down, I believe we get some more montages with Ash battling against a bunch of other trainers. Once Ash is battling a bunch of other trainers, Charmander winds up beating a Jigglypuff and winds up going into Charmeleon, and it's really funny because Charmeleon just jumps on Ash, giving a giant hug. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. That's so sweet. I'm really glad that this Charmander is not being a jerk to Ash like it was in the anime. Like, I'm really glad Charmeleon still like, okay, you're still my trainer. I'm still love you. So yeah, after that, we wind up seeing like a bunch of more moments with them, like having fun, goofing off. This way, we wind up seeing Ash battling a bunch of trainers at this Pokemon Center. Like I don't know if this is a tournament, more or less. I guess we could say Ash is battling a bunch of trainers for a sweep. Like, he has a winning streak at the moment. This is where we wind up meeting up again with Cross, and he brings out Incineroar. And once he brings out Incineroar, Charmeleon gearing up to battle. The battle begins, and it looks really good, mind you. However, Incineroar winds up using Throat Chop, which causes Charmander not to be able to use Flamethrower because it hit his throat, and obviously it's coughing a lot. Charmeleon can use his Flamethrower, so what ends up happening is that Incineroar winds up using Fire Fang, knocking Charmeleon off to the ground, and Charmeleon is unable to battle. After that, Cross states this to Ash. He states this, I don't remember much, like I said, I was on it once and the one time. He states this, I don't know what the rest, but he will state this. He says, might makes right. Which is an interesting quote. After that, Ash winds up recovering Charmeleon, and we actually see that he's pretty much destroyed after losing against Cross. Like, I get it, like, I'm gonna assume this is his very first loss. Because we haven't seen him lose in the movie until up to this point. So losing to someone like Cross could really like bring someone down. Anyways, after that, Ash is pretty much upset, but his friends are pretty much like saying, "Look, Ash, use your loss at the experience. Use your loss to learn from what happened." This is what Ash pretty much states, yeah, I know, and he states this line. He states this, Pikachu could have beaten Incineroar. Once he states that, everyone in my audience is like going, even myself included, I'm like, oh crap, that's right, I remember, like, we got some scans in the manga pages, and his friends are pretty much all like, Ash, don't say that, Charmeleon might heal you. And this is where Ash pretty much just walks off. Once he walks off, he's pretty much like mad, like saying like, and before he left, he pretty much states it. So what? Is it my fault that Charmeleon lost? Which in a way, is Ash's fault. He tried to use a fire attack, an attack that Charmeleon couldn't use, and like, even that, Charmeleon barely just evolved. So yeah, it is kind of Ash's fault, but he's not accepting it. I'm gonna say believe it's mostly because he doesn't want to like think he's bad, because in fact in this reality he's still a new trainer. We gotta keep that in mind, guys. This is not the same Ash who risked his life to save a bunch of Pokemon from Mewtwo's explosion. This is the same Ash. This is a new Ash. This is like a new trainer Ash, which I gotta keep mind of. Ash winds up running off, and he pretty much asks Pikachu, waiting, am I right or are they right? Pikachu pretty much agrees with Verity and Lucario Boy, and Ash pretty much states that even Pikachu, unbelievable. He winds up saying this, why couldn't I start up in a Squirtle or a Bulbasaur? Once Pikachu hears this, Pikachu gets all mad and Ash just walks off. Once he begins walking off, he pretty much realizes, oh crap, I should not have said that, I'm going to go. So he winds up going back to get Pikachu, however Pikachu's gone. This is where Ash is pretty much beating himself up, and he winds up falling asleep. We get to see the shadow of Marshadow, which was following Ash since day one. And this is where Ash winds up falling asleep, and winds up having really one of the worst nightmares anyone could ever have. We wind up seeing that Ash is back at home, and his mother pretty much states, Ash, what are you doing? You're going to be late for Professor Oak's class. Ash realizes that, and he winds up running off. It's fun to know that the poster with the star with Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander had been changed to like trucks. Yeah. Ash winds up making it to school. And Oak states, you're the latest out of the 4 students who came here late. Ash goes into his classroom. And Valentine Lucario boy up him like stating, "I was about to tell you got here, do you have your and Ash wants some sting on man." Anyways, Ash winds up seeing like a little like ghostly figure of Pikachu running onto his desk, and he pretty much wonders to himself, "What was that?" This is where we actually get to see that the teacher is actually I forgot her name. Is the old lady with ghost type Agatha? Agatha is actually the teacher of Ash's class. Oh my god. He winds up looking out the window and he realizes he sees something odd and looks like her, but he winds up rubbing his eyes and actually a airplane. This is where we see Ash on top of the school. You know how like an anime when in anime schools they always allow like the students to go on top of the roof, knowing for a fact there's some fences and some benches for them to sit on. Yeah, it's just in that generic areas. Ash pretty much ask Verity and Lucario Boy what's out there, and Lucario Boy pretty much says this. I'm pretty sure he pretty much states that there's some trees, forests in the next town. Ash asks, and beyond there, and he pretty much says this: if you keep going, you'll see the sea. He asks what's beyond that, and Verity pretty much states I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. This is what Ash pretty much states as, one day I really want to go on a journey, and Verity states this: yeah, that'll be nice, no homework, no school, no responsibilities. This is what Ash pretty much even states: yeah, and I'm never alone as long as with my buddy. And Verity and Lucario Boy are asked, your buddy, who is that? Ash pretty much says this, my buddy, and Ash doesn't remember who his buddy is. This is where he starts tearing up a little bit, and we actually see that Ash's friends winds up disappearing. This is where Ash realizes is in the middle of the city, like middle of some buildings, and he starts running. He winds up hearing Pikachu's going Pika, Pika, and Ash says, "I remember now. We used to run like this all the time." This is where Ash finally comes to his senses and realizes, "Oh yeah, my buddy's Pikachu." And Pikachu, Ash winds up waking up from that nightmare, realizes the Pikachu, Lucario Boy, and Verity are right with him right now. He winds up telling the story of how he lived. There was a world without Pokemon, and Verity states that's gotta be the worst nightmare ever, and believe me, it will be. Anyways, he pretty much says that he thought Pikachu was gonna leave him. This is where Lucario Boy states this: trainers will never leave their Pokemon, but Pokemon will leave their trainers. This is where we go to one of the more emotional moments. We want to learn about Lucario Boy's past. I seriously wish I knew his name, because I hate calling him Lucario Boy, but that's what I'm going in as of right now. We want to see his past, and he states this. So, a long time ago, when he was a little kid, he and his family had a Luxray that would look after him all the time when his parents are at work. One dreaded day, he was out in the snow alone, and is pretty much down to the ground. This is where Luxray finds him, and Luxray winds up cuddling with Lucario Boy to keep him warm. They wind up falling asleep, and the next day, Lucario Boy wakes up, and a bunch of rescuers come in. However, unfortunately for Luxray froze to death. And that was so emotional. Like, I legit teared up when I saw that. I know Trey cried. Sorry. It was really emotional. Don't get me wrong. That was so emotional. That was just soul crushing. He wanted to say that he had a hard time making friends with Pokemon after that, because it would be traumatizing. But after meeting Lucario, he wound up loving Pokemon once again. So that was nice. That's nice. That's really nice. So yeah, after that, I forgot what ends up happening. All I know is that a bunch of primates wind up coming in and just start kind of tossing it up to the air over and over again. Ash winds up bringing out Metapony, he winds up making out the group, and winds up using Stranger to tangle all the primates together. Once he does that, everyone just makes a break for it. Once they make a break for it, Team Rocket all around. Oh yeah, Team Rocket will been here and out everywhere. It's kind of odd how they're not meeting up with Ash at all. It's kind of odd how they're chasing Ash. I guess they heard about the story about like the legendary hall. Oh, I forgot to mention this one thing. After the rainstorm and the rainbow showed off, Ash's rainbow feather actually glowed. So now we have the plot. I can't believe I forgot that. Ash pretty much says, "I'm gonna go meet Ho-Oh," and they all pretty much want to tag along for the journey, and that's why this giant journey is to go meet Ho-Oh. And I'm guessing that's why Team Rocket joining with Ash and friends and the others like following them. Team Rocket wind up blasting off because the primary got escaped and they wind up throwing them into the air. Metamon winds up evolving once they get away, and Butterfree is finally here. About time. This is where we see a river, and we actually see the Rarity has a Lapras. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So they wind up running on Lapras, and they actually see the beautiful sunset. Once they see that beautiful sunset, they wind up walking back into the ground, and they wind up seeing a pink Butterfree getting chased by Fearow. Ash brings out his Butterfree to save the pink Butterfree, and once Butterfree saves the pink Butterfree from Fearow, it's obvious that they both fall in love. Once they go off to like this canyon-like area, we actually see that like it's a time of year for the Butterfrees to get together and mate to go across north or south. Ash winds up bringing out his Butterfree, and they actually see the pink Butterfree they saved. It's kind of odd how the pink Butterfree is not the shiny one, but whatever. Once they see the Rarity actually stays with Ash, and you're gonna have to release Butterfree if he wants to go. So Ash makes a crucial decision: will he let Butterfree go, or will he keep Butterfree? This is where Ash winds up having Butterfree to go, and I'll be honest, it was don't get me wrong, and it was emotional, but it wasn't as emotional as I thought it would be. Like, it was emotional, don't get me wrong. I was feeling upset when we saw Butterfree say goodbye. But I felt like if they kept the songs, like in the original song when Butterfree released back then with Tears of a Cloudy Weather, I think that would have been more sufficed. Cause I'm sorry, like overall it is best, but the music was kind of fitting, but it wasn't like me like tearing up. Like I was feeling, don't get me wrong, I was sad to see Butterfree go. I was sad, but yeah, once Butterfree leaves off, Ash pretty much tears up a lot and winds up being happy for his friend, even though Butterfree's no longer with him. He still has the memories, and they know they'll be friends no matter what. So after that scenario happens, we wind up seeing like they're going up to the mountain where they're supposed to meet Ho-Oh. This is when we wind up meeting Bonji, and he pretty much tells everything we're gonna find out. Anywho, once that winds up happening, we actually see a bunch of wild Pokemon gathering together, because when Ho-Oh comes around, he winds up giving energy to all these Pokemon. So yeah, once Ash and the others wind up making it to the ravine, Ash is about to place the Rainbow Feather on this shrine. However, Cross comes in the last minute and attacks Ash, and pretty much states this: "Yo, give me that Rainbow Feather so I can get the power." This is where we wind up seeing Charmeleon and Incineroar fight once again. And for a while, Ash was doing okay, but Charmeleon was getting wrecked. Incineroar winds up using Throw, Charmeleon winds up using Flamethrower. This is where we see Charmeleon using Flamethrower. And throughout all the intensity, Charmeleon winds up evolving into Charizard. So now we get a freaking beautifully animated battle with the camera moving everywhere, which reminisces back to X and Y, which I missed a lot. So Charizard winds up attacking Incineroar, and Incineroar is trying to attack Charizard, but thanks to Charizard's flying type attacks, or like its ability to fly again, it's able to overpower Incineroar with somewhat ease. Charizard managed to defeat Incineroar, and Cross pretty much returns Incineroar and falls onto the ground. This is when Ash walks past him, and Cross states this: he saw Ho-Oh when he went a while back, but Ho-Oh didn't drop the Rainbow Wing. So yeah, that's why Cross is like pretty much like this, I guess we can say. Cross winds up taking the Rainbow Feather away from Ash, and the Rainbow Feather actually turns black, and once placed in the shrine, everything goes bad. Marshall winds up appearing, grabs that Rainbow Wing. However, I'm gonna assume, thanks to the amount of corruption, Marshall winds up turning somewhat evil and winds up commanding all the Pokemon to attack the others. This is where we want to see a giant brawl against the warrior opponent against our heroes. Even Lycanroc winds up attacking Cross at one point, but we'll get tackled at a little bit later on. Charizard attacks a bunch of flying type Pokemon, and the others attack the ground Pokemon. Ash tries to get the Rainbow Wing back from Marshadow, however, Marshadow is not accepting that. This is what Lycanroc was about to. Oh no, wait, Lycanroc was about to hurt Cross, however, Charizard comes in the last minute and stops it, and this is where we see Charizard. Like, Charizard hasn't forgotten you were my trainer. Like, you used to be my trainer. I still give respect to you, no matter what you did to me. And I think that's pretty cool. I especially like this moment where, I know this is intentional, but I just imagine when Charizard went, I just like he's like, I don't give a crap what happens to you. I just want to fight. Like, that's what my mind was thinking when I saw Charizard doing like the head motion, like going, But anyways, the others wind up attacking the water Pokemon. Marshall is not accepting this. This is where we see a bunch of Pokemon are gaining up on Pikachu and Ash. And this is where we see a bunch of Pokemon about to use like Hyper Beam and whatever moves they can use. Ash winds up deciding to do the same thing he did to Pikachu the first time and trying to have Pikachu go to his Pokeball. This is where Ash does the same thing he did to the Spirals, but this time to the fully evolved Nidoking, Queen, and other Pokemon that are there. And went up saying like, mess with me and you're gonna pay. And once that went up happening, Pikachu jumps in, however Ash stomps Pikachu and they both get hit. Once they get hit, Ash pretty much asks Pikachu, why won't you get in the Pokeball? And this scene, oh my god, this scene to me was so emotional, but the audience, we wind up seeing that Pikachu is talking. And Pikachu pretty much states this to Ash. It's because I want to be with you. It's because I'm your Pokemon and I want to be with you forever. And that was so emotional. Like, obviously Pikachu wasn't saying that. Like it's because Ash's bond with Pikachu is so strong. Ash can tell what Pikachu's saying. And that was so emotional. That shows how strong Ash and Pikachu's bond is. Once the Pokemon about to attack one more time, Ash forces Pikachu into the Pokeball by tapping the Pokeball's button onto Pikachu, and Pikachu goes into the Pokeball. Ash gets hit. Pikachu comes, and we actually see that Ash is actually getting disintegrated and disappears. This is where we can assume that Ash is dead for the 5th time. Seriously, how many times has this kid died? After Pikachu ends up really being upset and starts crying even, this is when we see a little bit of sparkling from the area where Ash disappeared, and we actually see Ash in another area. He starts running and winds up meeting up with a Pikachu. He just keeps on hearing Pikachu, and we just see that he's running in like this open field like area where we saw in the opening basically. He winds up making it outside that void and winds up makes it back. Once Ash makes it back, Marshadow realizes how brave Ash is and gives Ash the Rainbow Feather and disappears. Ash places the Rainbow Feather onto the shrine, and the shrine winds up glowing bright. Like, it glows like the good bright, like the yellowish like. This is when we wind up seeing Ho-Oh, and once Ho-Oh appears, Ash pretty much says, yo, Ho-Oh, I want to battle you. So Ho-Oh winds up battling against Ash. And we don't really get to see the battle for reals. Like, I think that's best. After like sunset comes around, Ash and the others wind up making it to the Pokemon Center. Once they make it to the Pokemon Center, Nursery realizes how damaged both Ash and Pikachu are, and they said, so who you were battling this time? Ash says, oh, it was Ho-Oh, and Nursery's like, oh, that's fine. Wait, what? And Ash was like, like that, a goofy little smile, and that was that was hilarious. That was freaking funny, because it's like, oh, I found this insanely rare legendary Pokemon. Oh, that's fine. Wait, what? So yeah, anyway, after that, I think Bonji winds up going back to his like work or like his journey. This is where we actually see Cross after he has a new leaf. He both states this: "You better look out for me, because next time I'll be stronger." I think they wind up giving a firm handshake, like a good handshake, and this is where we see Cross walking off. This is where we see Ash, Rosie, and Lucario Boy having to go their separate ways. Rosie wants to go back home to the cemetery to see his mother, to see her mother, sorry. Lucario Boy decides he wants to go check out the legendary trio, the bird trio, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. So he's going off to Kanto, and as he's going off to the Johto region, and after that, we pretty much hear like the dun, like you know how in like the average Pokemon movie begin with that opening like dun 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 dun. We actually hear the narrator going like the world of Pokemon, and this is what we pretty much see like, and this was so cool. We see like past movie events, like we see the like movie 2000 scenario with Lugia coming out, with Lugia and Slowking from the shrine. We freaking see like a bunch of like Destiny Deoxys, like the city where Destiny Deoxys took place, like that national park area. We see like the Zoroark movie area. We see the Reshiram and Zekrom movies area. We see the Cocoon Destruction, like little foresty wasteland area where Yveltal was attacking. And we wind up seeing like Alola, and when we see Alola, we just see the starters and Alola executors at night, which I think looks really nice. So yeah, after that, Ash winds up walking off into his journey into the unknown, and that's pretty much how the movie wraps up. We had in the ending credits. I'm not gonna say much of the ending credits, but in the ending credits, I just want to know that then in the ending credits, we see Brock, Misty, Tracy, May, Max, Dawn, Iris, Silent, Bonnie, Serena, and Clement. And that is so cool because they recognize, like, yeah, don't forget, like, this is the 20th anniversary. You guys remember these peoples? And that's how the movie ends. Now then, what do I feel about Pokemon the movie I Choose You? Pokemon the movie I Choose You has done something that not many Pokemon movies made me do. Pokemon the movie I Choose You has become my #1 favorite Pokemon movie. And that is a big shocker to me because I never thought a Pokemon movie would ever beat Zoroark, Master of Illusions. This movie was beautifully done. This movie was done perfectly. I love this movie. From the beginning of this movie, from nostalgia fans, for newcomers, the battles, the animation, Ash looking cool. This movie did all that and more. I was looking forward to this movie mostly because of this reason alone. Ash was going on a journey. He's not going to be stuck in school. He's not stuck in school in this movie. He's going out trying to make his dream a reality. And that's why I love this movie. This movie, to me, tells the definition of Pokemon. What I mean by this is that all the positive moments was Ash and Pikachu going on adventures, battling, going after the gyms, meeting friends, meeting Pokemon, and seeing the world around you. That's the brightness of Pokemon of this movie. To me, the brightness shows off the definition of Pokemon. The gloomy side, stuck in school, homework, evil. Well, technically the evil was brightly purple, but still. To me, Pokemon I Choose You was a definition like saying, hey, Pokemon isn't about being stuck in school, isn't like taking care of your responsibilities around at home or school or work even. It's about you going out, having fun on an adventure, earning badges, going for leagues, catching new mysterious creatures known as Pokemon. That is what I miss from Pokemon when we went to the anime of Sun and Moon. That is my main issue with Sun and Moon, the anime series. The fact that Ash is not traveling like he did back then. Him being stuck in school is something I refuse to let go. And this movie shows the definition of why Ash should not be in school. Because if he's in school, he is restricted from many places. I Choose You, Ash is going on an adventure. He looks amazing. The artwork of Ash in this one looks the most beautifully done Ash I've ever seen in my entire life. Only second done to XY and XYZ Ash. This Ash was brave. This Ash wants to protect his friends, his Pokemon. This Ash wants to become a Pokemon Master. So this movie shows to me is the definition of what Pokemon truly is about. Being on a journey. Not being stuck in school. Not taking tests. Not taking exams. Is you going out, making your dreams come true. For anyone, if you want to become a Pokemon Master, a top coordinator, a Dragon Master, a Carlos Queen, an inventor, a first-class connoisseur, a breeder, a gym leader, whatever you want to do, you follow those dreams and you go and make them a reality. That is what I feel like this movie is trying to tell me. I love the companions. Although I do have an issue though. Is that I really wish we had more. Like Annie Verity and Lucario Boy, I can't believe I now remember his name. Feel like how X and Y was. It feels like these aren't like Ash's traveling companions. These are like his true friends and family. That's why I love this movie. It brought back X, Y, and Z vibes. So yeah, Verity is a really interesting character. I'm still not gonna say who her mother is, but I'll let you guys think about that. And please don't spoil it in the comments section down below. I want the people who haven't seen this movie to go and watch it for themselves. I know I told the summary, and obviously I'm gonna be pointing like spoiler alert. Should have said that before I recorded this video, but still made it anyways. But yeah, I Choose You brought us some really nice rivals. I like Cross. Okay, I like Cross. I like the rivals who I want to beat with a burning passion. That's why I like Silver. I like Blue. I like Paul. I don't like Trip because he was just a poor Paul wannabe. I like Cross. He has his own identity. He wants to get stronger, and he'll do anything it'll take. And I really wish that this group was in the main series. Just think how cool it would have been if we got to see Ash vs. Cross in a Pokemon League. That would be cool. Bonji was an interesting character. Unfortunately, I felt like he didn't that much. Unfortunately. Marshadow was here just to promote the mythical Pokemon. Unfortunately, I hate to say it like that, but that's about it. That's the only issue I have. It's just Marshadow was here just to, hey, I'm here to promote Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But yeah, this movie overall is to me the true definition of what Pokemon truly is about. Becoming a Pokemon Master. Going on a journey. The right way to do it is to go on a journey. And that's why I Choose You, to me, is the best Pokemon movie out there. I love this movie. I can't wait till this movie comes out in Disney XD. I can't wait till this thing comes out in DVD. You know I'm gonna get this movie the minute it comes out on DVD and probably watch it over and over again just because of how good it was. I love the backstories of Lucario Boy and his love story. That was emotional. I love Bye Bye Butterfree, even though it wasn't as emotional as I thought, it was still emotional. I love the scene where freaking Ash was getting mad because this is his first loss and he was blaming everybody but himself. That's a rookie thing to do often, like when you're a new trainer. When you're a new trainer, whenever you lose, you would often like say, "Oh, this is not my fault. You just didn't battle well enough." When in reality, it is your fault for not like coming up with a battle strategy to just attack, attack, attack. So yeah, in this movie, also, to me, tells the perfect telling of Ash and Pikachu's bond. Pikachu talking is the very first time we see Pikachu talk. And I know many people are like saying, Pikachu just talking just because movie reasons. The reasoning Pikachu talk is because of this. Ash and Pikachu's bond got so strong since their first time when they first met. Ash can read Pikachu now. He can read Pikachu's lips, so he can understand Pikachu. The only reason Pikachu talking was so we can understand it ourselves. And I gotta say, whoever did Pikachu's voice actor for when Pikachu finally talked, you did a good job. I just wish the audience didn't laugh. Because I thought it was funny, it was emotional. This movie, overall, did so many good things. And I'm so glad I got to see this movie in theaters. This is one thing I never got to experience. Watching a Pokemon movie in the theaters. I never got the chance to watch any other movies because I was too young. I probably did want to see it, but I was either just too young or I never went in general. So this movie is fresh in my mind for being the very first and possibly only Pokemon movie to be in theaters after Forever or Heroes. I think Heroes was the last one. I think. Either that or I think it's actually the Restaurant and Zekrom movies. I don't know. But overall, this movie did a great job in telling Pokemon's history. I love this movie so much. And for that, I can't wait to see this movie again. It pains me knowing the fact we won't get to see Verity, Lucario Boy, Cross, or Bungie, or any of the other characters we met in this movie. Team Rocket unfortunately weren't doing as much, but I didn't care. I don't care about Team Rocket anymore, unfortunately. I stopped caring. The only time I would care is when they show sympathy, but I didn't care if they were doing nothing. I was just glad they weren't interrupting like always. And that's why Pokemon movie I Choose You is my favorite Pokemon movie of all times now. Congratulations, I Choose You. You now hold the title of Goggle Master's #1 favorite Pokemon movie. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys thought of the movie yourself. Did you like it? Did you hate it? If you do, why do you hate Pokemon so much? I'm just kidding. Well, let me know what you guys' favorite moments were in this movie. And overall, what did you thought of this movie? Did you thought this movie did a great job? Did you thought this movie had some issues? Let me know, and I'll see you guys when I do. So take care, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Oh God, I love this movie so much. It's such a good movie.